Shalom, it is December 18th, and it is the 73rd day of the war between Israel and Hamas. Let's take an inside look to what Israelis are reading today. Yediot Achronot reads, report, there's readiness in Israel and Hamas for an agreement. In Haaretz, it reads that the chance for a hostage release agreement in a few days is low. So there are some discussions about it. We don't know exactly what it will bring about. The headline reads, Bitachat la'af, right under the nose. 50 meters deep and 4 kilometers long. It reaches very close to the Israeli border with the Gaza Strip. The largest tunnel has been exposed by the IDF, and it shows how great and complex this underground tunnels that use terror and massacre and murder for Hamas. This did not awaken the Israeli intelligence for some reason, it reads, and the Israeli intelligence did not act. Down here it reads, Giborei Israel, the heroes of Israel, the combat soldiers that fell in battle. 3 of them, we'll read the names inside, and it's also confirmed that Urija Bayer, a Messianic Jew, passed away yesterday. He was severely injured a few days ago, and 3 days later, which is yesterday, he was announced that he did not overcome his injuries while the doctors were fighting for his life for 3 days. The tragic incident in Sajaiya, which is the north part of Gaza, new details. This is about the incident of the IDF soldiers shooting the hostages that came out to ask for help. With leftover of food, the hostages wrote help, Hatzilu in Hebrew, SOS. And here in the photographs we see what they managed to write with what seems like leftovers of food, and it says here in the circle, Haktovet al akir, the writing on the wall. And in the article it reads that the IDF does not shoot people without weapons and are putting up a white flag. So even if there were Gazans or Hamas, the IDF should not be shooting them. And here are the faces of the hostages that survived 70 days in captivity. They managed to escape, and they were shot a second before life. Yotam Chaim, Samer Al-Talalka, and Alon Shamriz. Be'omek Michdal HaMinarot, it reads, and the depths of the failure of the tunnels, and they mean the Israeli failure to find out. Netivei Nasiya LeJeepim, Jeeps driving lanes, and big halls that can contain thousands of terrorists for months with pumping pipes into the underground water. And this was just under the nose of the intelligence, the Israeli intelligence, and the one who constructed this whole thing is the brother of Yahya Sinwar, the head of Hamas. And for years, they say, they built this underground, very complex tunnel, very big, very large, that reaches very close to the Israeli border. And they say, probably, the assumption is that probably throughout the border, there are many more very large tunnels like this that have not been found out yet, that have not been exposed yet. This photo shows how wide the tunnel is, and the vehicles can just drive in. And here's an aerial photo of where they're constructing the tunnel from here. I don't know how the intelligence did not act upon this. International news, it reads, Ad kan, until here, meaning enough. The world is getting ready to respond in the face of the pro-Iranian rebels' aggressiveness. Al-Saf Imut, on the verge of conflict, the United States is considering a serious attack of the Houthis. This is in a response of the pro-Iranian Houthis that are in Yemen that have declared war on Israel some time ago, and they're continuing to attack ships in the Red Sea, as they are linked to Israel. In the next page, it reads, the Giborim Shelo Yeshuv, the heroes or the mighty ones that will not return. These are 3 that died yesterday. Shalev, 24 years old, writing to his girlfriend. We see here a letter that he says he misses her so much. And Yosef, 26-year-old from Jerusalem, says that it's written that he was happy to fight to protect his country, Israel. And the lone soldier, Boris Donvetsky, 21 years old, that was proud to fight for Israel. And for more details about Urija Bayer, the Messianic soldier that fought in Gaza and passed away yesterday, you can read the link. You can find the link below in the description. This article is about the country that's in distress. It reads, Bendina b'metzukan. It's about the mental health of the people, even the ones who are not directly affected, but rather affected in the third circle. It's reading the mental price. They're relating it to the Second Lebanon War. They're comparing. They're saying that the people of Israel are having a very hard time. About 60% of the people have developed an acute distress disorder. The survey that needs to frighten Israel. הסקר שצריך להפחיד את ישראל, it reads. This article is about the anti-Semitism in America. The writing has been on the wall for almost 2 decades, but no one has been acting, and now the situation is very dangerous. This survey that has been conducted for the Harvard University shows a very disturbing picture regarding the approach towards Israel and the Jews in the United States, especially amongst the younger generation. And they're writing about the reasons why they think we lost America. It reads, anti-Semitism amongst the young ones. This is what the increasing hatred towards Israel and towards the Jewish people looks like amongst the younger generation in America. And here are the numbers. 31% of the younger ones think that Israel does not have a right to exist. 53% of the younger generation think that calling for the murder of Jews in the campuses does not require a punishment. And 67% of the younger generation say that Jews belong to a status that suppresses under nations. 51% of people in America between the age of 18 to 24 think that Israel needs to be demolished and to give it to the Palestinians. And only 4% of the people that are 65 and older think that Israel needs to be given to the Palestinians. In this picture, it's a little bit foggy here, but we see a demonstration in Columbia University against Israel, pro-Palestine. It reads in big, Free Palestine. So this article explains the main reasons why we think we lost the young ones of America. And here's another story about Moshe Baron. He was killed last week during hard battles in Gaza. And they're bringing a few more stories about him. And his last message is this: I'm exhausted, but I know that the world is becoming a little bit better. He means by their fighting. And the day before he died in the battle in Sajaiya, he writes to his sister, Moshe Baron, he's 23 years old. He writes to his sister, I have no words to describe to you how significant our work is. So many good soldiers died in battle. Good news about the aviation sector. More and more airlines are renewing their flights to Israel. From the beginning of January, Lufthansa and Virgin Atlantic and Delta and a few others are renewing their flights to Israel gradually, about 30%, rather than 100%, but it will slowly grow, hopefully. These are the main headlines of the Israeli newspapers that Israelis are reading this morning. For more stories, you can go to All Israel News. Follow us on social media and the YouTube channel. You can like this video if you liked it. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.